Hello, welcome to Verbling. Actually, am I even in Verbling? Oh dear, we got some technical problems today. Can anyone actually join the class is my question. Here we go, at last. Okay. Hello, welcome to Verbling. Let's just start again. Hopefully things are okay. There's some odd things going on today online. Hopefully you can see me. Welcome to Verbling. I'm Teacher Oakley for the next hour, and in fact, at this hour for the next 3 days, we're going to be practicing forming questions grammatically correctly. Lots of practice, so you'll be asking lots of questions. Wow. Okay. Is it working? Some strange things going on today. Anyone? Anyone? What on earth is going on? Oh, boy. Maybe having some technical problems here. Okay. Now you can see me. Okay. All right. Very peculiar. Hello. Welcome to Verbling again, or not again if you couldn't see me before. Very strange things going on today. Hi, I'm Teacher Oakley. And in this class, and actually the next 3 days at this time, we're going to be practicing forming questions grammatically correctly, of course. And we'll have a lot of practice. You guys will have a lot of practice. Okay, let me say hello to everyone, make sure everyone's microphone is working. Hello, Suna.
Hi, Oakley.
Hi, Suna. Okay, so far so good. Some kind of strange things are going on with the internet today. I'm having some weird problems. As in, some websites are loading very quickly. There's no problem whatsoever. I checked my internet speed. It's actually really good today. And some websites are just impossible to open. I don't know if the United States is having a virus attack or something. It's very odd. Suna, you're in the U.S. Are you having any peculiar problems with your internet?
No.
No, not at all? Okay. Maybe it's here, where I am, the Philippines. All right, let me continue. Hello, Oscar. How are you?
Hello.
Hi. Okay, no problem there. Welcome to the class. Hello, Nihan.
Hi, Oakley.
Hi, how are you today?
Not bad. Thank you
Okay.
for asking.
Good morning. Must be early there.
Yes.
All right. Well, good morning. Hello, Julia.
Hello, Oakley. How are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. And hello, Hector. Welcome to the class.
Hello, Oakley.
Okay. Hello, Hector. Okay, everyone. I can hear everyone perfectly clearly. All right. Let's proceed. All right. Forming questions. All right. Very basic to begin with. Basic rule for asking questions in English: invert the order of the subject, noun, of course, and the first auxiliary verb. So in the simple statements, it is obviously the subject, is, and then a gerund, snowing. It is snowing to form the question. Very simple. Invert is and it, the verb and the subject. Is it snowing? Okay, he can speak. Auxiliary verbs are also called helper verbs. They're helping the main verb, which is speak. Now, usually they're considered as a unit grammatically when we talk about them. However, we're going to separate them when we form a question. So, again, auxiliary can he speak German? Okay, the rest of you, can you hear me okay?
Okay.
Yes? Nihan's having problems. As I mentioned, there's some weird stuff going on here. Can everybody else hear me okay? Hector, can you hear me?
Yes.
Think about that. Okay. Well, let me know if it gets weird. I don't know what's going on, Nihan. Okay. All right. They have lived here a long time. Again, the auxiliary is have lived. We use auxiliaries to create perfect tenses, for example, or continuous tenses, as in this example. So again, have they lived here a long time? Very simple. Future tense, same thing. She will arrive. Will she arrive? All right. Sometimes it's just the verb. Okay. Continuous tense here. He was driving fast. Was he driving fast? Okay. Have you been smoking? Okay. Have been. Another present perfect tense. I mean, you have been smoking and have you been smoking? All right. Let's try this basic questions, inverting the order of the subject and the auxiliary verb. Okay. Suna, I'm going to start with you. So I'm going to give you a statement,
Okay.
and you change it into a question form. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Let's try something tricky. There are no earthquakes in California today.
There are no. Yeah. Are there?
Yes. Very good.
I can hear them. I can hear them.
Okay. My sentence was there are no earthquakes
Um,
in California today.
are there no earthquake in California today?
Okay, very good. Are there no earthquakes? Very good. A little tricky one there. Are there no earthquakes in
Secondly,
California today? Yes, you could also say, are there any earthquakes in California today? But directly changing my statement, you were correct the first time, and that is grammatically correct. Are there no earthquakes in California today? Why not? All right. Actually, that was good. That was perfect. Oscar,
Yes.
All right. Again, I'll give you a statement. See if you can form it a question as a question. Okay. He will throw a stick.
I don't know. Do you write this information?
Okay. Okay. Can you make that into a question?
Yeah, the question is will he throw a stick?
Certainly. Absolutely. Very good. No problem. Nihan? Okay. Yours is she was shopping all day.
Is
All
there
right.
any tree?
Hmm?
Is there any tree? Because was she shopping all day?
Okay. Very good. Like the intonation there, okay? Very good. All right. Love to hear that. Was she shopping all day? Very good. You notice that Nihan is giving very clear final rising intonation. Her voice pitch is going up at the end of the question. That's very good because it's a yes or no question. Will he throw a stick? Yes or no question. You could answer yes or no. And these questions have final rising intonation as opposed to information questions where our voice pitch falls, is very low at the end of a sentence for information question. Notice all these questions in this first section. Is it snowing? Can he speak German? Have they lived here a long time? Will she arrive at 10 o'clock? Was he driving fast? All of these are yes/no questions. All of these would have final rising intonation. Thank you, Nihan. Nice demonstration. Julia?
Yes.
Here is your question. Or here's your statement. Julia's tired.
Is Julia tired?
Oh, that was perfect. Very good. Excellent. Hector. Okay, Hector, here's your question. Here's your statement. No, no reflection on you. Just merely an example, Hector.
Yes.
Okay.
Was Hector drinking late last night?
Very good. Was Hector drinking late last night? Okay. Notice it goes up twice, and that's what was Hector drinking late last night? All right. Good job, Hector. Perfect. K-Cow, welcome to the class. Hello. Hello, K-Cow. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm
right.
fine, thank you. And you?
All right. I'm okay. I'm a little bit nervous about weird technical problems, but I'm good. Here's your statement. All right, Keiko, can you make that a question?
Have they been swimming for hours?
Have they been swimming for hours? Yeah, okay. Very good, that's it. Thank you, Nihan, for your vote of confidence. Thank you very much. I have no problem with my teaching ability. I'm just freaked out that the internet was acting so strangely this morning. You know, I'm sort of paranoid. My job is on the internet, and I'm always paranoid that, you know, one of the major powers in the world is going to launch some kind of crazy internet attack, and suddenly I'm out of business. Okay. All right. Anyway, subject for another class, I guess.
Teacher,
All right. Yeah, Keiko?
Sorry for interrupting you.
Not a problem.
In this last sentence,
Yeah.
When I make the question,
Hmm.
the high the high the higher voice the higher
Pitch.
intonation
Yeah.
is on swimming or on hours for
Actually,
hours.
it's on both. Very much like Hector's example as well. Have they been swimming for hours? Uh, okay, because that's very common when you have when you're forming a question with a continuous tense. All right, because you use continuous tense because you want to draw attention to the verb, really, because you're trying to draw attention to the fact that the verb took a long time. That's the whole reason to use a continuous tense. So it's very natural when using continuous tenses to highlight the verb. Not only in questions, I might add, also in the statement. They have been swimming for hours. Uh, Hector was drinking late last night. Even in the statement, we tend to highlight or speak those continuous verbs with a higher pitch. So we've got to do two things. We've got to highlight the verb, and we've got to use final rising intonation. So good point. So yes and
Thank you,
yes.
teacher.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, the simple rule that sometimes people find confusing: if there is no auxiliary or the verb to be, then you use part of the verb to do. So, for example, there's no have, can, the verb to be, will, all those are auxiliaries. You speak fluent French. This is the time that we're going to use do or did, or does, obviously. Do you speak fluent French? All right. She lives in Brussels. There's, again, no auxiliary. So does she live in Brussels? They lived in Manchester. Did they live in Manchester? Notice the do goes with you. We're still worried about conjugating our verbs correctly, first, second, third person. Okay, for plural and singular. We do that by using do. Does she live? Okay. Do you live in Brussels? Does she live in Brussels? We don't conjugate the main verb. We conjugate add a plural, an S or not an S, the to do verb. All right, so that's how that works. Let's give it a try. Let's see if we can zip through again. Suna, ready?
Yes.
Okay. Your statement is here. You love Oakley's classes.
Do you love Oakley's classes?
Very good. Do you love Oakley's classes? Notice
Yes.
again. Thank you, Suna. Notice again with do and does here. Do you speak fluent French? Does she live in Brussels? Did they live in Manchester? Also, we're looking at closed-ended questions or yes or no questions. So again, Suna, nice job. Again, you use final rising intonation. Do you love Oakley's classes? All right. Very good. Okay. Oscar.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. She swims every day.
Does she swims every day?
Okay. Now, does, the S is not going to be on the main verb. It's going to be on does. So,
Yeah.
right. Does she swim every day? You don't need an S.
I
for the theme.
swim. Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
right. Does she swim every day? Okay. Nihan? Simple enough. They live in Turkey.
Did they?
Well, wait a minute.
Okay.
That would have to be they lived in Turkey.
Okay.
Did they live in Turkey?
Did they live in Turkey or do they live in Turkey? The first one.
The first one. They live in Turkey. Do they live in Turkey? Right. Very good. Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
in this kind of question, what is the difference of um, intonation between an affirmative and a negative question?
Nothing. Because you asked the question because you don't know if it's affirmative or negative. Unless you get into tag questions. And then you could have falling or rising intonation depending. But that's getting way ahead of ourselves. And we're Wednesday's class. Not tomorrow, but the next day's class, we're going to look at tag questions in depth. So nothing, actually.
Nothing.
Yeah, do they live in Turkey? I don't know if they do or they don't. Does she swim every day? Yes. No, I don't know.
They live in Turkey.
The statement.
Do they live in Turkey?
Do they live in Turkey? Is rising. They live in Turkey. Statements always have final falling intonation. Maybe that's what you mean. That's what you're getting at. She swims every day. You love Oakley's classes. All right? I go up and up. You love Oakley's classes. And then it goes down. It's like a hill. She swims every day. It goes up on every. She swims. It's rising every day. And then down. He had an accident. He had an accident. It goes very low. We use final falling intonations on statements we're sure of. It shows we're sure, actually. That's why we do it. It indicates we're sure of our statement. Okay. All right, Diana. Diana drives fast. Diana, are you there? Oh, sorry, Julia.
Okay.
I'm
I
calling
was
you
looking for Diana.
Where's Diana? Sorry, Julia.
Does Diana drive fast?
Sorry. That was silly. I was trying to write somebody else's name and then I forgot. Never mind. Being silly. Wow, there is something really weird going on. Hector, are there two Hectors?
Two Hectors.
Yes.
Yes, there are
Yes, me
two.
too.
Okay.
Different actors?
All right. See, I knew weird things were happening today. Okay.
I am actor too.
Okay. Hector has doubled. All right, Hector 2. How do I make this a question? This. Okay, this does not need does, because I have the helper verb or auxiliary. Has Hector doubled? Let me. Okay, let me try a different one here, Hector, because we're trying for does statements. Okay. All right. Hector 2.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Can you make a question out of this statement?
Do you live in Colombia?
Perfect. Hector 2, do you live in Colombia? Where do you live?
I'm living in Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Mexico
Okay.
City.
See,
Yeah.
all right. Do you live in Colombia? I still use rising intonation. I really don't know the answer. Okay. Well, welcome to the class, anyway.
Thank
Hector
you.
number one. Hector number one. Okay. All right, there you go. You eat a lot of fruit.
Do you eat a lot of fruit?
Oh, there you go. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact. Okay. K-Cow. Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at something here. Let's get a little tricky. Whoops. Keiko has a question.
No question.
Cacau has a question.
Yeah.
Does Cacau have a question?
Very good. Notice that has can often be very good. Good job. Now, has or have, of course, can be auxiliaries, but they can function as the main verb, all right? So don't let that trick you. Excellent job, Cacao, because has here is the main verb. So there is no auxiliary, so we need does. Notice that we have to conjugate the verb correctly. Does Keiko have? Now our has changed to have, right? Because we've conjugated the to-do verb. Does Keiko have a question? Oops. And of course, duh. Obviously, one of the main rules with questions, you have to have a question mark for punctuation. Silly mistake. I forgot that. All right. Excellent. So be aware of that. Be aware that sometimes an auxiliary can function as a main verb. Okay,
Teacher,
question. Yes.
if you can use an example with present perfect, would be interesting.
Would it? Would it now? Okay.
Will be, if you can
Let's see.
use an example with the present continuous, will be interesting.
Let's try it. You have lived in Brazil for 10 years, let's say. All right. The thing is, we can't because we've got an auxiliary. So if we're going to make this a question, have you lived in Brazil for 10 years? We might change it to make it more clear. Have you lived in Brazil for the last 10 years? Could add some kind of time phrase. But see, it's impossible. There you go. So do and does, is it possible? Does she have lived in Brazil? No. Did they have lived in Brazil? It's just, you just can't does it. You just can't do it. Yeah. So it would be interesting, wouldn't it? But it's not going to work. All right. We're going to use the auxiliaries. So there you go. So by way of another way to remember that, if you want to, you know, if you're forming a question in any verb tense that requires an auxiliary, then you can't use do or does forms. That's just looking at it in the negative way, because, all right, if there's no auxiliary, use part of the verb to do. If there is an auxiliary, you can't use part of the verb to do. So turning that statement inside out, there you go. Now, question words. Obviously, you guys know that we form questions in English with question words, clearly. We have different forms of how often, how many. Of course, notice, how often does she use it? All right. Now, there's no real statement form of this, right? How often does she use it? By the way, up to now, we have been looking at closed-ended questions, yes or no questions. Now, we're using question words. Here's a big fat word for you, just trivia, not really important. The formal name of question words, they're called interrogatives. Doesn't really matter in your daily existence, but in case it ever comes up, now you know. How, who, where, what, why, when, and how are interrogatives. Okay, when we use interrogatives, look at these questions. How often does she use it? 12 times a day. Why don't you come? Because I don't feel like it. Where do you work? I work at home. How many did you buy? I bought 16. What time did you go? 11 o'clock. Which one do you like? I like Hector 1 and Hector 2. Whose car were you driving? My mom's. All of these questions are information questions. All right? All right, so this makes it quite easy. When we use interrogatives, we're going to be asking information questions, and thus we're going to have final falling intonation in the question. How often does she use it? It. Why don't you come? Where do you work? How many did you buy? All right, I go down at the end of the question. Okay. Notice do, does, don't, the negative. Of course, we're usually going to contract. Of course, don't is do not in the contractive form. All right. By the way, negative contractions, don't and other negative contractions, can't, won't, are also going to be stressed when we use them because we need to understand there's a difference, even in a statement, all right? I can swim. For example, negative, I can't swim. Of course, I really want you to hear the can't if I'm in deep water over my head and I'm shouting to you on the beach. I want you to understand, I'm not saying can. I can't swim! Okay, I don't want to go. All right, in a statement or even in a question, why don't you come? Why don't you come? All right. Of course, could I form this in another way? Using another negative contraction. Of course I could.
Why do you not why do you not come?
Well, yeah, well, why do you not come? Yeah, that is grammatically possible. Why don't you come? Why do you not come? It's the same thing. It's just contracted and not contracted. Okay. What I was going to say, is there anything wrong with this? Why can't you come? All right, why can't you come? So, okay, you can, all interrogatives don't necessarily need a form of do. Why won't you come? All right. How often can she use it instead of how often does she use it? What's the difference between these two? Nihan, in regards to your, give me just a second and I will put up that link. Okay, while you guys are making examples, I'll have time. How often does she use it? What is the difference? How often does she use it and how often can she use it? What's the difference? Anybody? Quick, actually, we've had a couple people join the class. I want to welcome Vu. Hello, Vu.
Hello, teacher.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. Nice to have you aboard.
Yes.
And also Raul. Hello, Raul.
Hello, teacher.
Hello. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Okay. Raul, do you know what is the difference between how often does she use it and how often can she use it?
How often does she use it? How often can she use it? On the first one, we are actually asking how often she uses something, but
Yeah.
on the second one, uh, is something that probably she is allowed to do something. I mean, I don't know how to say that, but
Yeah. You're real close, Raul. Nice job. Can reflects the possibility. Can is a modal of possibility. So when somebody says, "Can I go to the bathroom?" I laugh because that means, am I physically capable of going to the bathroom? I hope so. All right. How often can she use it? How often is the possibility of using it occurring? Is really what that means. So she can use the community bicycle from 9 to 5 on weekdays, for example. How often does she use it? She only uses it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to go to her class. All right. The opportunity to use it, it's unlocked and able to be used, okay, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, for example. All right. So there is definitely a difference. Still, okay, I'm throwing other, all right, can or possibly will or won't can also be used. Why can't you come? How often can she use it? It's still, with an interrogative, it's still a closed-end, it's still an open-ended question. It still demands an explanation. So you have to explain your answer. Why can't you come? My mother won't let me. I can't say, why can't you come? Yes. But yes or no, it doesn't make sense at all. Okay. All right. Okay, so normally with interrogatives, we can use do, can, or can't. Obviously, negative or positive, we can use do, can, or will. Something to note. Who, what, and which can be the subject of the question sentence. All right? For example, who is coming to lunch? All right, who in this case is actually the subject of the sentence. Okay, this is different than the next sentence. Who do you want to invite to lunch? In this case, you is actually the subject of the sentence. There is a difference. Who is coming to lunch? Who do you want to invite to lunch? Or, okay. All right. To make it clear, who is invited to lunch? All right. Who do you want to invite to lunch? Very different. What happened? Very simple. Example, what is the subject of the verb? Okay, this is a complete sentence. It has a subject and a verb. What happened? Simple sentences that you see this form a lot. Simple questions. What did you do? In this case, with did, or can, or will, you is the subject of the verb. Okay, so a bit different. Let's try forming questions with interrogative. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you an interrogative, and you're going to complete the question. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Oscar, I'm going to start with you this time. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Where? Okay.
Where are you from?
Where are you from? I'm from the United States, from Vermont. Thanks for asking. All right. What questions do you guys want to ask me? All right. You can ask me. Now is your chance to grill the teacher. If you grill someone, you ask them lots of questions. I'll shine a spotlight in my face, and you can grill me. All right. Good job, Oscar. Nihan. Who?
Who am I speaking?
Who am I speaking? Are you done?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Hang on a second. I'm trying to get that document for you. Okay. Who am I speaking to? If that's what you mean.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes we use whom am I speaking. What's the difference?
Okay. Whom am I speaking to? All right. Okay. This. All right. Let me do this again. We might say it like this. Am I need to? With whom am I speaking? Okay.
With whom am I speaking? Okay.
This would be the correct way to use that. Whom is weird. It's slightly formal. It's a tough construct, actually. I personally avoid whom at all costs.
But you know, when
it's not. It's never necessary. Mm-hmm. It's considered slightly more possible. Why would you say one and not the other? Whom am I speaking to is straightforward, obviously. Okay, here's another aspect of questions. Straightforward speaking, who am I speaking to is obviously a direct question. With whom am I speaking? This is speaking indirectly. Generally, in English, we speak indirectly in order to be polite, or at least sound polite. For example, when we asked indirect questions to strangers or people we don't know, people we just met. Excuse me, could you tell me what time it is? All right, that's a very indirect question. The actual direct answer to that question is yes, I can look at my watch and I can tell you what time it is. But we ask indirectly. This is kind of the same thing here. With whom am I speaking? It's kind of an indirect question. Of course, you know, or certainly an indirect way of posing this question. It's considered more polite. But really, in realistic English, largely unnecessary. Okay, Julia.
Yes. Which country you prefer to visit?
Minute. Now, here's the thing. What I want to ask the question. I'm asking the question to you, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I want to make you the subject of the sentence. So in order to do that, I'm going to add do.
Okay.
Okay. Which country do you prefer to visit? Because if I don't add do, if I want which to be the subject, okay, right? As in we saw down here when we're looking at what did you do, all right? Who do you want? Okay. Okay. That's the idea. Is you can add do to change the subject with an interrogative. Okay, Hector, number 2. Yeah, your question word is, let's see, let's try when.
When did you visit your girlfriend?
Okay, when did you visit your girlfriend? I keep forgetting the question mark. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And again, you've added did, thus making you the subject of the question. Okay, great. Hector, number 1. Let's give you a different one here. How much?
How much of how much of milk do you want drink?
Okay. How much milk? Okay, this is fine, Hector. Except you don't need of. It's not necessary at all. How much milk do you
Okay.
want to drink? All right. It's not necessary
I
to
have
make
a question.
prepositional phrase. Yes. Sure.
Is correct if I say how much is the cost?
Okay. Good question. How much is the cost? Okay. How much is the cost? All right. Normally, we're gonna say, yeah, that's right. How much does it cost? Cost would be normal spoken English. However, how much is you can hear how much is the cost. How much does it cost would be more just more normal, more colloquial. You will hear it in other forms though. You will hear it like this. For how much for the jacket, for example. Very, very direct. Okay, how much for the jacket? How much is, okay, how much is something? How much is the ticket? All of these are perfectly okay. All right. How much is the cost? You're much more likely to hear how much does it cost in real life.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Where am I? Who am I? KCal. All right. Okay, KCal. Where?
Where do you live?
Okay. I live in a house. Where do you live? All right. Obviously, okay. Again, you is the subject here. All right. Vu. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if I have a what. Vu?
What things do you like?
What things? Okay. What things do you like? Of course, that's very vague. I like bubbles and cornbread and sneakers. Okay. Things is really huge. Okay. But question-wise, this is no problem. Again, you guys keep making questions with do you, which makes you the subject. Uh, okay, Suna, which?
Uh, which one is the best of the two?
Okay, which one is the best?
Faster over the two. Which
Which
one
one
is
is
the
the best
faster
of?
the two?
Okay. Okay, very good. Which one is the best of the two? Best. Yes, okay. Which one is the best of the two? All right, because Suna, there's a little bit of a break between the two phrases here. Because of the two is a prepositional phrase. Which one is the best of the two? Ah, here's the problem, though. Because you have two, all right? You need to have better because you're comparing two things. So if there's two things, because you said two, you need to use a comparative. All right. We can't use a superlative best or EST, fastest, which is the fastest of the two doesn't make sense. We have to say which is the faster of the two race cars. All right. Okay, but other than that, which one is the better of the two is a perfectly normal, good sentence. Interesting. Here, what is the subject of this sentence, Suna?
Which one?
That's right. This whole construction, which one? Exactly. Good answer. You're absolutely correct. And obviously is the verb. All right, that was an interesting sentence, but very good. That's perfect. Okay, Raul.
Yep.
Oh, let's give you another one. How many?
Okay. How many kids do you have?
Two. Thanks for asking. Very good. How many kids do you have? All right. Excellent. This is interesting. Do you have, right, and this is an interesting construction because we have do, you to cause the you to be the subject, and the verb is way out here at the end. Have. Well, not similar to like or live. Oh, man, that's just dirty pool. You can't ask me how many grandchildren. That's not fair. Yes.
If I said, how many kids are there here? It's correct. Is it correct?
How many kids are there here?
Here. Or there
are? No, not that are. How many kids, you know, really I'd normally say how many kids are here? How many students are here? I wouldn't say how many students are there here. Just, it's simply because it's not necessary. Because there's a different meaning. How many students are here? How many students are there?
How many objects there are here? For example.
Wait a second. I'm confused. First of all, we're getting close to time. Nihan, I'm having some technical difficulties. I can't pull up Verbling, so I can't pull up the link. But the good news is, Nihan, we're doing a questions class again tomorrow. We're going to continue, and the same document is available. So
at the same time?
Yeah, at the same time. And in fact, you can go look at the class anytime you want, and you can still get the document. No problem.
Thank you.
And it's a long questions document. Okay, sorry, Kcal. What was your question?
About the order. There are or are there when I use how many.
Ah. Oh, how many are there? Definitely.
How many objects there
How
are.
many cats are there? For example, how many cats are there? The crazy old lady has 16 cats. All right.
Okay.
Yes, definitely not how many cats there are. Definitely are there. Definitely.
Okay.
Okay. And Nihan, your question, I'm stupid, am I not? That's okay. That's a tag question. That we are going to, not tomorrow, the day after, we're going to spend pretty much the whole class looking at tag questions because they're quite complicated. So if I don't answer your question completely, I will later this week. I'm stupid, aren't I? Yes. Aren't is a very strange contraction because it really, it does mean am not I. Yes, you're right. And your second question, would you mind telling me? You would not say, would you mind to tell me? You would definitely use the gerund, not an infinitive. I wouldn't mind to go to the store. I wouldn't mind going to the store. It's just with that construction, would you mind going to the store? Would you mind to go to the store? It's just always going to be followed with a gerund. yeah.
Always. Always gerund in that sense.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to say that because I don't know it 100% for a fact, but just thinking in my brain right now, I think so.
But are you able to understand both in any case?
Oh yeah, sure, of course. I would understand it, but I would my brain would recognize that it is not normal. You know.
Okay.
Sure, I could easily understand those gerund infinitive things. They're always understandable, you know, because it's it's complicated, and they're all each verb. One only takes a gerund, one only takes infinitive, one can take, you know, it's case by case. So it's a very common mistake, even for native speakers. So yeah, it's very easy for us to understand because sometimes we make that mistake. Okay. We're about out of time. Ain't I? I'm out of time, ain't I, Keiko? Don't say ain't. Just don't, okay? Am I not? Yeah, that's right. Should be aren't I, but yeah, I'm out of time. Aren't I? Okay. Tomorrow, we'll continue looking at questions and practicing more complex forms, and then the next day, we'll even get into tag questions. Okay, thank you very much, and then see you guys again soon.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, people.
By the way, if I'm late
you,
for my next
please.
class, weird technical problems, remember that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.